I just got to go to Portland, and I want to tell you all about it.
Hey gang, welcome back to John's Comics with Kid. There's an actual kid here on the show today, and we are here to talk a little bit about the trip we took to Portland for the memorial service that was for Jen from Comic Books Will Break Your Heart. This Jennifer right there behind me. We got to meet community members. We got to go shopping and go to comic book shops. We ate a ton of great food. We went to the memorial service and I had a chance to speak. So it was a really eventful 5 days, I guess, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and a little bit on Wednesday. So we just want to share through some of the highlights with you. This is not the end because there's a lot more to share, but this is definitely part one.
Yeah, at least.
So I guess, Charlie, my first question, this is your second trip to Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
We had gone for a family reunion last summer. How did the city of Portland that you met compare with the trip we took before?
Well, Portland was a lot more city-like, and where we went before was a lot more like countryside. Not a lot of people and a lot of sounds. Portland was really busy, and I liked that aspect of it. And each little town of Portland was like its own separate place.
Yeah, because there's a lot of little suburbs of the city, but all considered part of Portland, but it has little sections.
And each section was different from the last, and it was really nice.
Okay.
Refreshing.
Nice. Okay. As far as people you got to meet, there were definitely a lot of people that you knew beforehand. Anybody that stands out that was like, oh, this was really kind of cool to meet this person?
It was really cool to meet Joel.
Joel the Geek.
Because I've seen you like watching his stuff, talking to him before.
Sure.
And so it was like weird to see him off the screen. Like I've never like it was weird. Also, Bearded Comic Bro and his wife Stacy.
Sure. Let me see if I got one of Greg here. Oop, I was not ready for that one. My mistake.
But it was really weird.
Greg.
It was weird to see him off the screen as well because we watched him all the time, like every Friday.
I was gonna say he was your guy every Friday on the way home.
When I would drive with you. But that was really weird. When we walked into a coffee shop to meet him, when we first saw him and his wife, I was like, oh my gosh, they're real.
Right? This was that first coffee shop. They were finishing up at their hostel having breakfast. We also have Mars and Niall here on the other side. And Stacy is over there by Greg in this picture. Yeah, so it's kind of funny to be like,
it was
no screens in the way.
It was weird. I was not used to it.
Yeah, it took a little getting used to for sure, right?
Yeah.
I know that it was exciting for me at least to see you with Bueller.
Yes, again. Well, yeah.
This is your first time meeting Bueller in person, you know, and he even commented like, I've been watching you since you were little and you've gotten so big.
I've talked to him before.
Right? You've talked to him before.
So yeah, it was weird to talk to him again. I was much older. I remember it a lot better.
For sure. There were a lot of community members you met.
Ryan.
One you had met before who had actually slept in our house in your room.
Yeah.
This is Fire Guy Ryan, and Tessa is a nerd.
They were really fun too. I liked them. I like their energy.
Let's see. I was very excited to meet up with John Stout. John is somebody that's been interconnected with YouTube and stuff for me for a long time. And the fact that he was able to get together with us a couple of times was kind of cool.
He was really nice.
And then, of course, Bullseye Bob. There's no trip to Portland that's complete without hanging out with Everything Comics or Bullseye Bob, as some people know him. That was a lot of fun. And I even had time to meet up with Dan from Dan's X-Men for breakfast one of those last days. That was so awesome.
He was really nice, really sweet.
And he picked a great breakfast spot called Gravy. If people are in Portland and haven't tried it, I highly recommend it.
I recommend it too. It was really good.
We had a lot of comic book hunting. Here we are with Joel and Damien and Niall and Mars as well. This was in Comics Adventure Shop, which was a great shop. And then, of course, Charlie got to hang out in Brian's studio. This is Marvel by the Month Brian, who really organized all of this. And he has the most crazy studio room.
It was just filled with books and bookcases.
Yeah, absolutely crazy space. Unbelievable. Absolutely blew my mind. We all got together one of the early days for a little what they called like a drink and draw. And in the center there at the end of the table is Scott Hazelwood, one of my good friends, who we got to stay one night at his place with he and his wife Aubrey.
And his dog Flower.
And you can kind of see me behind Scott, and Joel is on one side of me, and Charlie's peeking out on the other side. But there's most of us together at the drink and draw. And then here we are at Brian's house in his living room hanging out together. I'm under that deep blue light there in between Greg and Stacy. But lots of, you can see Mars and Niall. Charlie's in the chair to the side of me. And this is Nick and Josh as well, some other good friends of Jen's. And then I had to get a picture doing my best Jay and Silent Bob with Bearded Comic Bro outside of the Books with Pictures shop that hosted the memorial service, Jen's LCS, owned by a woman named Katie. And they were really welcoming to us.
They were really welcoming.
And then I didn't show the pet buddies, but you mentioned Flower.
Yeah.
And then there were also cats at Brian's house.
That one's Frank.
And that's Frank. Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't get a picture with
Eerie.
So
yeah.
Best that we could do.
But he was cute too.
Well, we got a bunch of things that we purchased and that we want to share. But I'm going to start off by sharing the program for Jen's memorial. It was really well built, really well put together, including a lot of great photos of family and friends and some artwork from community members. Really just a stunning piece. And if you weren't able to make it and you want to see it, I'm happy to show some zoomed in photos if there's things that you want to see. If you couldn't be there, I totally understand. But it was just kind of great to see all that. And including a piece by Scott here on the back. Scott Hazelwood, who I mentioned earlier, and he even gave out stickers of that final panel with the green heart here. So we got a couple of those awesome stickers. And then Brian and his wife, Sarah, gave out a lot of green stickers, and we were putting them everywhere all through the event. You still have some?
I saved some so I could put them around like here.
Oh, that's awesome. I was going to add a few to short boxes and things. I put some on my store folios as well.
My one on my clothing from the day is on my mirror.
Oh, is it?
See it every morning.
I got a couple of fun business cards, including one from Mars from Casualty Comics. It's got her and Jen on the back.
She was so fun.
Mars was awesome. Always awesome. And I do have books I need to send to her at some point. And I wanted to share I got some Books with Pictures stickers, comics for everyone. That's what Jen always used to say. Comics are for everyone. I'm in my protagonist era. I thought that was kind of fun. And this is actually cool because it shows the shop and Katie right there on it. And the shop is this great little corner store. It's got a great mural on the one wall on this side that Greg and I posed in front of.
Her hair was so cool.
Oh, yes. Katie, for sure. And then I got a couple of fun stickers from Josh, one of Jen's good friends. And he made a bunch of stickers. This one says, "Robots have hearts too."
I saw that one. I thought you'd like it.
All right. Do you want to share some of the books that you got?
I bought a lot of books from the same series.
Tammy Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. Yeah, I can hold them up for you. This is Starfire.
What is this? That's the first one, I think.
Oh, Raven. Yes, you went after the Raven one first, right?
And then I saw the other one.
And Beast Boy loves Raven.
Yeah. I think it goes Raven, Beast Boy, and Raven, and then
Starfire is so we put them in the wrong order.
Yeah, we did.
We
went backwards. Kind of.
So this is a series that we've gotten other books from, but not necessarily the Teen Titans ones.
Well, yeah,
because they do this like format for a lot of DC characters, like teenage readers, right? Yeah.
And we've had like little snippets of the story, like at the back of other comic books, but I've never actually had like the full comic book. Well,
we've had the Jessica Cruz Green Lantern one.
I have that one.
And then there's a Catwoman one.
No, we have that one.
Right. But these are awesome. And they're comic books, so they are illustrated. They're not just novels. So yeah, those are cool. Have you read any of them yet?
I've read the Raven one, and I started the Starfire one.
How'd that one go?
I liked it. That's the only one that I've ever read like a little snippet of.
So you knew what you were getting
for that one? So I kind of knew it, and then I really liked it. I like the way that he draws her.
Okay.
And what he does with like colors and stuff, because
the coloring is really simple on this one. It's black and white. It's almost black and white.
But she's in color, and then like as she becomes more comfortable with certain characters, they come into color. And it's also, I think it has something to do with her memory, because in the story she's like kind of like having amnesia.
Got
it. I think it's like as she's starting to remember stuff, like her life is becoming more colorful.
That's
and then
cool.
by that book, it's all.
And
colorful.
then by the next one, it's all color, right? Yeah, the Beast Boy, right? And
I like that one.
Nice.
I like the little details.
That's cool. And you got another one though. One more.
A lot of DC.
The Wayne Family Adventure.
I've seen snippets of that one too in comic books.
This one's by CRC Payne and Starbite. Okay. And this is volume 2.
Yeah.
Oops. Should we have gotten a volume 1?
No. There's no like actual story. It's just like little stories in them.
It's an anthology.
Yeah, that's the word.
Lots of short stories. Okay.
Lots of short stories. And there's no.
But we need to find book 1 then, though, right?
And if there's a third one.
I mean, all the ones.
Yeah.
What made you want to get the Bruce Wayne the Wayne Family Adventure?
I just really like the Bat family a lot, and
I know you like Barbara and Dick Grayson.
Yeah, and I watched the like Batman animated series growing up, so I'm very, I like those. DC stuff a lot.
Sure,
I'm used to it.
Nice. While I was at Jen's shop, I had to get the book 3 of March. This is John Lewis's discussions in and around the civil rights movement and the civil rights era. And I'm pretty much done with book 2. I've got a little bit left on that one. I read book 1. It was amazing. So I wanted to get the 3rd book, and what better place than her LCS. She loved that one. I also got the Bee Planet. I snagged this one because this is one of Jen's favorite stories. So I had to get that one as well. And the last thing I got was from Excalibur Comics, and they have an amazing shop, really well organized. And the first thing I saw when I walked in is one of the omnis that I need to complete my X-Men run. I'm down to just 3 now. I need Inferno, and I need the 2 Jim Lee ones. This was awesome. They also shipped, so I got it for like almost half cover price. Let's see. I don't see the price on the back. Usually you see it right there really easy. Oh, there it is. Yeah, like almost half the cover price, plus shipped it. And I got to throw in a few single issues that I'll share in a moment. So this was a great, great find. I'm getting down to the end on my omnibus collection. So very excited for that.
Heavy.
Yes, those are heavy. These are the only single issues I bought. I didn't buy a ton because I knew I would have, as we'll discuss later, a lot of opportunity to bring back single issues. But I snagged this great Jenny Frison Catwoman with the kitty cat on her lap there. That's a cute one.
I like that one.
I knew you would. This great rock and roll style cover here for Avengers Annual #1 that we just read recently on Omni X-Men. Speaking of reading on Omni X-Men, I also got issue 22. A little dark fairy tale, Once Upon a Time. You can see Rain down here dreaming this whole horrible vision up with the monster in the background. It's got like a, I don't know, Cinderella vibe to it.
I think I see
Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. There you go. That's fair. And then, of course, I don't have any of these. I had this Badlands, which is issue 20, which is part of the Demon Bear storyline. And of course, I got two different covers: the trade dress, or sorry, the direct and the newsstand edition of the first Demon Bear iconic book that I've never had in my collection. I was excited to see them. So I had to add the Demon Bear to my collection. And lastly, I snagged yet another great Silver Age Aquaman book, Nick Cardy Greatness. This is issue 27. The colors were so strong, I thought, you know what? I can't leave this book behind. The price was just right. So those are all of the single issues I got, all of the stickers and things we collected. The last thing I want to mention is because Greg and I both decided to get some fairy dragon smut books while we were there, and then we picked Fourth Wing. We each snagged a copy of Rebecca Yaros's Fourth Wing. We're getting to a point where we're probably going to pause our Sarah J. Maas reading. We've been reading through a lot of her books, and maybe try something else. And it's possible Fourth Wing will be forthcoming here on the YouTube channel. Ha! When I said I didn't buy a lot of single issues, this is why. We got a chance to visit the storage locker with a bunch of community members where Jen's collection was being cared for by Brian and Sarah. And this was powerful. This was emotional. This was meaningful to be able to look at Jen's collection with a bunch of friends. And she had basically told Brian, I want friends who come to visit for the service to take whatever they want. And she had set aside certain books for certain people, but mostly this massive collection, which I want to say was in the neighborhood of maybe 60 short boxes, plus a ton of cardboard boxes of trades, plus about 5 long boxes. We pulled as much as we could out the first day that we were there, but even the whole group of us, we couldn't get through half of it. And we left 20 short boxes and 4 long boxes behind that we couldn't go through. And then Charlie and I went back. This photo was from the second day when Charlie and I went back, and we pulled all 20 short boxes out. We pulled the 4 long boxes out and went through all of it. And in the end, I had to have 4 short boxes of comics that I had filled, shipped to me, plus a box full of trades, like a cardboard box full of trades, and a box of a statue. So my big unboxing is going to happen a little later on when I have the time to kind of sort through it all and share it all with you and talk over kind of what my plan is, how I can use this for like comics curing cancer, and some of the books that may go to friends like Mars who didn't have room in her luggage to take everything. So that is still forthcoming. Charlie, we ate a lot of good food in Portland. I want to give you one last shot. As far as the things you ate, was there any favorite foods?
I really liked that, was it Thai place we went to with Scott and his wife Aubrey?
Sure.
That was really good, but
it was a Chinese Thai food fusion.
Yeah.
So they had like a mixture of a lot of things.
It was really good. But it's kind of a Thai, like a triple Thai.
A Thai.
Oh my god.
Okay.
A Thai between Gravy and Uchu, the
sushi place
we went to,
and Gravy, which is right across the street. We mentioned it for breakfast with Dan. You got those huge pieces of French toast, super thick,
the size of my head,
like a steak, like a French toast steak.
And they threw in an extra one for me.
They did. They must have liked you. So yeah, gang, that's everything we wanted to share. I want to thank the channel members, of course, by sharing off their information, but don't go right away because I have one little video clip to share with you when I'm done sharing all these awesome members who donate a little money to help with the channel, keep things going, and are entered to win the giveaway box that I give away at the end of every month. So be ready, be a channel member. You might be able to get some of that stuff. But I really want to share a little video I clipped together that shows the memorial and some of the things we did and saw as a sort of goodbye. It's about 1.5 minutes long. So if you want to stick around and see that, I'm going to play that now. And we will see you guys all again next time.